Hey, it's Eamon with ipXchange. We thought we'd catch up with MoveX about their Cicerone board, the MAMWLE LoRaWAN module, and see what's happening 1 year on from when we first met them.
Thank you so much. I have been well, thank you.
Good.
And thank you for having me again. It's great to, like you was saying, it's good to have the opportunity to reintroduce myself, sharing the latest updates of MoveX. And the reason why I'm saying reintroduce is for two reasons. Not only I had the opportunity to of being a guest on a previous podcast held by you last year, mostly at this time, like you were saying, but also because MoveX, at MoveX we had a lot of change and evolutions since our last chat.
Excellent.
So I have something to say new
Cool.
from the
Cool.
last.
So I think probably the first thing to do is for those of our audience who aren't familiar with MoveX, can you say a little bit about what MoveX does and then just go straight into what's happened over the past year?
Okay, perfect. So I'm Ylenia Carola, a business development manager at MoveX, and I'm responsible for fostering the growth of both our internal departments at MoveX. One is the IoT department, and the second one is the Silicon department. What exactly we are up to in these days? Let's say that we are a member of a larger family of companies known as MoveSPA. Okay. We have a team of almost 80 young individuals, mostly engineers. And we have offices in Milan, Tuscany, and we are opening in May. That's the first news. We are opening in May our first office in the US.
That is big news.
Yeah, it's a big news.
Congratulations.
In the MoveX group, the first board company is Mood Solutions, that is operating in the structural monitoring industry. They use the IoT and the LoRaWAN connectivity to prevent structural failures. Cool. And forecasting also the maintenance needs. They have some remarkable projects such as the Colosseum in Rome and the San Mark Basilica in Venice, just to name a couple in our home country, that is Italy. As you can listen from my accent, from my smoothie accent. So we have also other interesting projects, numerous one in worldwide. For example, we also had our LoRaWAN sensors on the Beirut silos in Lebanon. MoveX, as I was mentioning, from the other side, has two departments. One is the IoT that I'm representing today here, and the second one is the Silicon one. The Silicon department designs a custom ASIC chip for big companies. That's why we are opening in the Silicon Valley, mainly for...
so it is a Silicon Valley office.
Yeah. We design ASIC chip for big company in the automotive, mobile, consumer industry, and also we have developed an innovative tool that it's using the AI to help engineers saving time during the design process. That's something really innovative, and that's something we are marketing in this period of time, and that's something that is gaining a lot of interesting. But now we are here now to speak about the last department, that is the IoT department of MoveX, that was born from a need of our sister company, Move Solutions. In fact, they were using in their devices some LoRaWAN modules from third parts. Yeah, but that from third parts, but they lacks of power efficiency and also peripherals to design complex devices such as theirs. So we decided to design our own LoRaWAN module. That's how the MAMWLE was born, our module. That in fact is super power efficient, is small, and it has a lot of GPIOs. So the MAMWLE is also integrated in our collaboration with uBlocks, the one that you were showing, the Cicerone board. Yeah, exactly.
So just for our audience, I've added a couple of things since we last talked about it. I've added a battery and a switch, so we can have a bit more of a play. But yes, well, that's very, very good news about the expansion of the company.
Yeah. Actually, it's been 1 year since as our last call, but a lot happened in this year. Yeah. So like I was saying, our MAMWLE is also integrated in our collaboration with uBlocks. That is called the Cicerone board, and replies to an increasing need of power constrained devices in the tracking applications. So in the same board, we have the LoRaWAN module MAMWLE from MoveX and the MAX M10S from uBlocks. From one side, we have the LoRaWAN connectivity that enable long-range, low-power communication. That is well suited also for application where the devices need to transmit data over vast distances, but consuming the minimum of power. That's from the side of the LoRaWAN connectivity, what we are bringing on the board. In the other hand, we have the MAX M10S that is complementing LoRaWAN by providing a meter level localization accuracy. This practice normally consumes a lot of energy, but thanks to the LoRaWAN connectivity, allows the designers to create devices that are continuously sending datas, tracking datas, but without requiring constant battery replacing. So that's a perfect match, let's say. About this, I wanted to share an interesting example of one of our clients. One of our clients that is a renewable energy company. They needed to track the impact of a wind turbine on the surrounding wildlife. So they installed these wind turbines, and they had some animals living in the surrounding area, and they wanted to know how the wind turbines and their placement were impacting on the well-being of the animals. So with the help of the Cicerone board, combined with the appropriate sensors, they were able to easily prototype a device that this device was recording the habits and vital parameters of a group of wildlife. That was living nearby the turbines in the immediate surrounding. And they then compare this data with other data that were recorded in a group that was living nearby, but not in the immediate vicinities. So they could compare how the turbines were changing the habits and well-being. That is one of the multiple application that the Cicerone board has had through our customer, but it seems something funny, so I
Yeah.
want to share this on our conversation.
Cool. So
So,
that it'd be interesting to.
how are you using the Cicerone board?
So I was trying to do the application tracking demo, but
Uh-huh.
I've so one of the cool things that I do love about this board is pretty much out of the box. As long as you connect some antennas, you can use, I think it's uCenter on uBlocks, and it
Yeah.
basically just tells you where you are. I still am very keen to do a demo of that. But I wanted to ask a little. Oh, the other thing I'd say is it's Arduino IDE compatible, which makes it so easy to use.
Yeah.
You don't need to learn more code. But yeah, I'd quite be interested to ask you a little bit more about that application with the animals, because I mean, I'm not sure how, off the top of my head, how big wind turbines are, but I'm assuming that's quite a wide range for the animals to roam. So what
Yeah.
kind of range is the LoRa connectivity for that kind of application?
You have a lot of experimented made by the LoRaWAN Alliance, so the TTN group, and some of them are really stunning. You know, they say like up to I don't know how many kilometers actually in a normal range, and you have to split the case in a
Yeah.
rural area and in a urban area, of course. In a rural area, you can reach up to 10 kilometers
Okay.
without any problem. Because, of course, you don't have any limits of buildings, constructions. In an urban area, of course, it will be something less, but still in the order of kilometers, you know. So,
Cool.
yeah.
And also in terms of that project, because I mean is a very, very low power
Yeah,
device.
it's
So what kind of out of interest, what kind of animals are we talking? Are we talking like farm type animals, like cows? And what is the expected lifetime of the board on a single charge, I guess, during that time? Or did they have energy harvesting integrated?
so. Do you mean in the case that I was telling before, the one of
With the turbines, yeah.
yeah, they were I'm sure that they were monitoring ships,
Okay.
boats, and I'm not sure something else. I don't think something smaller
Mm.
like birds.
Yeah.
But actually, I learned from a lot of clients different animals. For example, there was also another client that was using it on cats. They was doing like
Okay.
same kind of collar for cats. And also another super interesting client, they had like some launch in Africa, in South Africa, and they were tracking wildlife surrounding the launch to track how much these animals were approaching the launch, and so the
Okay.
capture. So they were using it on tigers and really wild animals.
Animals you don't want to be that close to.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. So a wide range of animals.
Hmm. And so obviously you've got the Cicerone board, which you'd use for kind of tracking applications. But in terms of the I call it MAMWLE, but is it MAMWLE. How do you call it?
Okay, in company we call it MAM, just MAM.
Okay. But in terms of
It's MAM. Let's say the legal name, the normal name should be MAMWLE.
okay,
You can
I'll use that. So in terms of MAMWLE, I mean, you said that there's a lot of GPIOs and it's just looking at it, it looks like around 2 centimeters by 2 centimeters squared. So it's remarkably compact.
1.5 for 1.5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So in terms of say how Move Solutions uses it, because I guess do you use the MAMWLE in the new Move Solutions work as well?
We are using the 01.
Okay.
Because of course the MAMWLE, the MAM, it's a series of module. We have 4 module, and Move Solution is using the 01, the part number, let's say. Yeah.
Okay. So what would you say are the key benefits of your LoRaWAN chip, module, other than the low power, in terms of what you can add around the system? Because I mean, you can basically build a system around it because it's got the microcontrolling capabilities as well. So
I will say, first of all, you said it, the fact that you can round a whole solution around the module, because that's something that is not so common in LoRaWAN module. We have a chipset inside the module. It's not just a radio, but it's also a microcontroller from ST, the ST32. So you are saving space, saving money, because you don't need to buy another microcontroller to use outside the radio. And also you can use to program it all the ecosystem from ST. That it's a big plus.
Yeah.
So one of the main plus is of course the microcontroller. Like I was saying, the GPIO, the big number of the GPIO. In fact, we have like 36 effective GPIO. So if you remove the ground and all the ones that, for example, occupied by the antenna, so they are 36. It's something in the market it's like almost an unicum. So you can build a complex application. We are targeting this application that needs a lot of peripherals, and they have a lot of features such as our structural monitoring sensors. Inside the sensor, we have a temperature sensor, we have a location sensor, we have, of course, the vibrometer or the inclinometer, like what they are using. So yeah, that's also another plus. And another one that is really something good is that from some studies. We can say that we are more efficient from the biggest competitor on the market, because we are using different paths for different region. So you don't waste power trying to tune your the megahertz you have.
Oh, that's very good. Okay.
Yeah, that's very good. Another big plus is the fact that our module is programmable to be used in different regions through the firmware. So you don't have to buy if you know that you are selling 1,000 in the US, 1,000 of your device in the US, and I don't know, 10,000 in Europe, you don't need to buy two part numbers, but it's the same part number that then you can program to be used in that region on the other one. That's
excellent.
something that is strange on the market to have.
And I guess, are there any regions that you don't currently cover, or is it pretty open?
We don't have the 433 megahertz, that is the Chinese one, all the Asian region, but we cover all the region that goes from 868 megahertz to 915. So
Nice.
Canada, America, Europe, Africa. In fact, we are also fully certified to operate in these areas.
Excellent. So I just picked up on, you mentioned earlier that for the Move Solutions one, you use the MAMWLE01. So what are the other parts?
We have, like I was saying, the MAMWLE has a series of modules. They are four module, and they are different for antenna plug and RAM and flash capabilities. So we have two module that has the UFL antenna. So you can plug directly the antenna on it, on them, and the other two.
So that one will be like the one here, where you can, if I can show up to the camera, you can see
the
there.
Cicerone board it's an UFL, it's one of the UFL, and the other two has a pad pin that can be used to design your own RF design.
Oh, nice.
So you can pick up. Whether if you prefer the UFL or you prefer to design your own RF design. And then you have one that has a bigger RAM and flash, and the small and one that is a bit smaller. Of course, It depends on the application that you have to design.
Cool. Yeah. Well, I think we've covered the MAMWLE very well, and the Cicerone. And if people want to watch the previous video or see the previous articles on Cicerone, then we've got plenty of information on that. But I'm very interested to talk a bit more about the new silicon department, if you can. So
I can.
Yeah. So is that
say something?
Okay. So is that one based in America, or is it? How's this work?
Okay, I can say these things. Right now it's based between Lucca in Tuscany, where I currently am, and Milan. So the big majority of our engineers right now, I said that we are almost 80, are working in in project for big companies. Obviously, I cannot say the name because we have NDAs with everyone. You can imagine some name if you think about automotive, mobile, and so on. And we will hiring in May in the US in the US in the Silicon area, and someone from us will move to the office there. So yeah, we are starting Move USA.
Nice. So we still might not be able to answer this question, but I'm assuming that these ASICs are still geared towards connectivity, are they, or are you expanding into like sensing or anything? Pardon?
Not necessary. We have devices different sensing.
Oh, okay.
Usually for a specific application, so that were demanded by the client. Yeah.
Cool.
But also another thing that you are not asking, but it's really interesting.
Oh yeah, do tell.
Yeah, AI tool, sorry. Yeah, the
Oh,
AI
yes, yes. Yeah,
tool.
you did mention that. So where's how
It's
does
really interesting.
yeah. So is that something that, because obviously AI has grown so much since the last time you talked to ipXchange.
Yeah,
So
it's true.
when did you see that come into play, and what's it bringing to the table?
Um, let's say that the designer process will be smoother.
Mhm.
We will help in the design process, and we will remove from the manual part all the things that can be done with the AI. So yeah, it's a great tool.
Cool.
We will be able to let's say make it public and speak a bit more in the next months about also this tool. But yeah, we
Cool.
have a bit
Well,
we have a
we'll
lot.
definitely have to catch up about that.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, yeah, next time that when we will do again this podcast, we will be having our US office, and we will be having also a lot of great news.
Excellent. Well, I wish you all the best until then. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for joining us. This has been a really fun chat, and I mean, I love animals, so animal tracking is always interesting. So it was really cool to catch up with Ylenia from MoveX, learn about what they've been doing this year and their new endeavors over in the US. But if you want to check out the Cicerone board or the MAMWLE module that it's built around, head to the ipXchange website where you can apply to evaluate this technology and get your low power asset tracking or LoRa applications on the MoveX.
Hey, where my engineers at?